What's up, family? It's Naj with Built by Plants. Welcome back. Y'all know I primarily focus on a plant-based diet for building muscle, losing fats, and building your dream body, right? And then obviously the health benefits that goes along with that. And if you do it the right way, those things will kind of just happen by default. But I found an interesting article that I want to share with you all on Veg News. The article was written by Kate Smith. Can a vegan diet help with autoimmune disease symptoms? Please tap that like button. Don't be stingy. All right. If y'all like these type of videos, you want me to keep reviewing content like this, hit that like button. And then comment. Let me know if you enjoy it. Certain vegan foods might help manage autoimmune flare-ups, and some make them worse. Here's what you should know. An autoimmune disease isn't just one thing. It's an umbrella term that refers to more than 80 types of chronic diseases where the immune system attacks the body, including celiac disease, lupus, rheumatoid, arthritis, Crohn's, and more. If you live with an autoimmune disease, it's likely you've experienced joint pain, fatigue, digestive issues, skin issues, and other types of symptoms. Autoimmune diseases affect more than 23.5 million Americans, and 80% of them are assigned female at birth, according to Johns Hopkins Medicine. Autoimmune diseases may also be determined by genetics, but anyone can have them. However, some people have a difficult time getting diagnosed with a specific autoimmune disease because symptoms tend to overlap. Now that's interesting. Basically saying that you can have more than one at one time and you can't really pinpoint what you have or which ones you have because you may be getting symptoms from one and it may be another one and you just have multiple ones at the same time. So it's kind of scary, actually. Can a vegan diet help with autoimmune disease? Kim Kardashian has psoriasis, an autoimmune disease that's marked by dry, scaly patches of skin, and follows a mostly plant-based diet to manage her symptoms. Tennis legend Venus Williams has Sjogren's syndrome, which attacks the body's ability to produce tears and saliva, and manages her symptoms with a raw vegan diet. But what does science say about plant-based diets and autoimmune diseases? Quote, for some of these autoimmune diseases, there are certain foods that can make them worse. Since every person is different, those foods are different for different people. But research shows that anti-inflammatory foods can help manage flare-ups. Which foods trigger autoimmune flare-ups? Artificial trans fats, margarine, foods with hydrogenated oils, deep fried foods, French fries, fried chicken, mozzarella, excessive alcohol, beer, wine, other spirits, red and processed meats, burgers, steak, bacon, deli meats, refined carbs, white bread, white pasta, white rice, sugary food and drinks, sodas, juices, candy, chocolate, pastries, donuts, all that good stuff, right? So this is interesting, right? Because, normally people will look at these foods and be like, that makes sense because those are foods that are high in carbs, right? Those are the carbs that are bad for us, right? And this is the thing that I want to be able to communicate over the course of this channel. We'll automatically usually associate foods like, for example, French fries, right? We associate that with bad food because it's high in carbs. Let me put me back full screen here. French fries are not bad because they're carbs. If you were to take an actual potato in its natural state and you just chopped it up into the size of French fries and you put that on a pan, put it in the oven, take them out and eat them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What goes wrong is when we take the carb, the potato, we chop it up, and then we throw it in a whole bunch of oil, right? We deep fry it. We cook it that way. So it combines the carb with the fats, oils, the butters, and things like that. And then it soaks in. And that's when it becomes a processed carb, processed food. If anything, it's probably higher in fats at that point. So it's not that carbs are bad. It's when you take a carb out of its natural state and then you turn it into something else using fats, using oils, and it becomes processed. Hopefully that helps you wrap your mind around the concept of why carbs aren't necessarily bad. Carbs are great for you. Carbs are a perfect source of energy. Think about that. All those foods that we call processed carbs, that we call bad carbs, we should probably be calling them bad fats or bad carb fats because it's really the fats that we use, the oils, that makes the carbs bad. Same thing for protein. When we deep fry our protein and we put it into a bunch of oils or anything, when we deep fry anything, we put anything into a bunch of oil or butter and stuff, that's when it becomes bad, quote unquote, for us, because we're drastically increasing the amounts of calories that are in that food. We're taking in a whole bunch of oils and things like that. So hopefully that gives you some insight as far as why carbs aren't bad. It's more so when you combine carbs with other sources. Triggers differ from person to person, from disease to disease, she adds. If someone has celiac disease, then they'll benefit from a gluten-free diet. During a Crohn's disease flare-up, it's best to avoid high-fiber foods and follow a brat diet: bananas, rice, applesauce, tea, and toast. An elimination diet, where you completely remove one or more types of food from your diet for a few weeks, could help you identify triggers that are specific to you. And that's a great way. That's what I usually tell all of my clients when, they're trying to figure out, like, even if it's just something that's not sitting well with you. If you eat something that don't agree with you, not even necessarily about a specific disease, but just, upsets your stomach, or it just makes you feel super bloated or whatever it may be, it's always beneficial to just start removing certain foods from your overall diet, right? Just slowly removing, maybe it's the beans or something that's making you feel a certain way, right? Or maybe it's whatever it may be, too much broccoli or something like that. So we take some of those things away and then see how you feel over the course of the weeks. Is it going away? Are you still feeling the same? So eliminating certain foods from your diet can be very beneficial because it helps you pinpoint what's actually causing, the issue, or in this case, the flare. Then you simply add one food back at a time to see how your body reacts. If there is no reaction, it's not a trigger. If you do react, it is. The autoimmune protocol diet is an elimination diet that's reported to help reduce inflammation. So let's get to the point. Which foods help with autoimmune diseases? It's good to consider eating mostly whole plant-based foods, meaning you avoid highly processed foods along with excess oil, salts, and added sugar. Number one is whole grains. Whole grains are what you get when all three layers of kernel, bran, endosperm, and germ have been left intact. Whole grains are a good source of carbohydrates, fiber, protein, iron, B vitamins, antioxidants, polyphenols, and other minerals. Refined grains, on the other hand, have been stripped down to just endosperm, removing most of its nutrients. This is why so many white breads and pastas are enriched with added vitamins and minerals. I'm not going to read this thing verbatim, but a few gluten-free grains include oats, buckwheat, quinoa. Number two is nuts and seeds. Many nuts and seeds contain flavonoids, antioxidants like vitamin E, and other plant-based compounds that help fight inflammation. Number three, legumes. Legumes, which include lentils and beans, which are rich in fiber, protein, and other anti-inflammatory compounds. There are literally thousands of types of legumes in the world, but most of the common types include chickpeas, black beans, pigeon peas, white peas, soy. All right, this is a lot. Y'all can read through that. All right. Number four is fruit. Nature's candy is rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, including fiber, vitamin C, pectin, so on and so forth. The majority of fruits are packed with anti-inflammatory benefits, including apples, cherries, peaches, plums. Y'all can read through all the rest of them. So I'm not going to go through the entire article, but I think y'all can grasp what they're saying, which is if you eat the primary plant-based food groups and you focus on eating them in their whole unprocessed states, your legumes, grains, nuts, seeds, fruits, and veggies, you're going to do just fine. You're going to be just fine. It's going to help you reduce some of those flare-ups. It's going to help you feel better overall. And then if you do figure that some of these foods may be causing you to flare up, then you want to slowly just reduce certain things and pull back on certain foods and then see how you react to it, right? And if you do find yourself flaring up still, then you know it wasn't that food. You can bring it back into your diet and then slowly pull things away. So I think that's a good way to go about it. Figure out the foods that are plant-based that help you improve your diet and improve those flare-ups so that they're not happening, and then reduce on the foods that are causing the flare-ups. All right, reduce on some of those things that were on the inflammatory list. So the processed foods, the high-fat foods and things like that, maybe reduce some of those things and see if it helps with your issues, your situation. So hopefully this provided some value to you all. Hopefully this was beneficial, and I hope you all enjoy these type of videos, because if you do, I'll keep making them. If y'all don't, then I'll stop making them. All right, so if you do like them, leave a like Comment below that you liked it, or let me know what was most important out of this entire article. What resonated with you the most? What was most helpful? Then share this video with somebody that you know that may have an autoimmune disease that can benefit from hearing this type of information, because it's stuff you can take action on right away. They can go to the grocery store today and buy some foods that may help improve their situation. If you need some help rebuilding your body on a plant-based diet, go to builtbyplantscoaching.com or just tap the link down in the YouTube description. Hop on a call with us, and I'd love to be able to help you out. Catch you next time. Peace.